Hello YouTubers and welcome to another video, and today I am going to talk to you about the Sennheiser IE600s versus the Sennheiser IE200s. So, right off the bat, the 600s are a premium set of earphones, very, very expensive, and the 200s are a budget. Well, budget, I think, some people think paying over €100 for a pair of earphones, not budget, but come on. If you're watching this video, you probably know that. So yeah, so we got these two here, and I was really interested because I got the 600, and I was like, well, they're expensive, and the sound profile is not really for me. You can watch my other video. But I thought, but I do like it, like I do like the 600s, just not enough to justify paying all this money for it. So I thought, that I saw a lot of stuff online, and people were saying like, the 200s are like mini IE600, so give it a go. So I did, and I got the 200s just to try, because if I just want to use my Apple dongle and just go to the shop and put some IEMs on, it's probably a better deal than the 600s. I was hoping the 600s would be my end game. I was hoping to be blown away by the IE600s, and in some ways I was, but it's not my profile. I find it a little bit too dry. It's superb. It's a bit too dry. I think it lacks a little bit in the bass, although the bass is really, really good. But it's a bit shouty. And I think shouty means detail, but it lacks body, it lacks warmth. I couldn't connect with the music in the way that I like to connect with music. And if I'm going to be paying so much money for a pair of earphones, I better want them to have the musicality that I need. But, I could live with that if I was paying only just over €100. So that's why I'm trying the IE200s. So what's the difference? Well, okay, so one is made of 3D printed metal and feels really good. The other one is made of plastic, and it doesn't feel so good, but it's much lighter. And the lighter is actually an issue, because when you try to put them on, they are so light that when you try to adjust this, they kind of pop out, and that doesn't happen with the IE600s. So that's that. The cable on the IE600s obviously is a lot better. People talk bad about it online, but I don't see anything wrong with this cable. Now, the cable with the IE200 it's weird. It feels really cheap, but it's sturdy at the same time, and it's super light. I mean, come on, yeah. The plug is quite different from the IE600 cable. Of course, the IE600 also comes with another cable, which is a 4.4 millimeter. See, there's the difference there. And of course, they both have the same connector. So I tried to swap the one with the other, see if there was a difference. I couldn't find any audible difference. People swear that the cable makes a world of difference, but it didn't really make the IE200s better than the 600s, or vice versa. So in terms of sound, they are both very detailed. I think that's a good thing. I mean, they're both dynamic drivers, single dynamic drivers, and they are both very detailed, and they do sound the same. Like this, they've got the same sound signature. However, the IE600s are much more capable, because the sound is just a lot more resolving. It's just a different league. It reminds me, because I was looking for an analogy so that you could understand. It reminds me of the difference between listening via Bluetooth and a wired connection with a high resolution file. If you know what the difference is between a Bluetooth connection and a high resolution wired connection, then that's the difference between these two. The bass is much better on the IE600, although the bass is also good on the IE200. So those are really the differences. Like Of course, this costs a fraction of the price of the IE600, and that's to do with the construction and so on and so forth. I think I read somewhere that the drivers are similar, but it's the magnets or the transducer that's different, and you can tell it. You know, like music is a lot better, more well presented, fuller, more detailed. All of it, you know, is better on the IE600 than it is on here, which surprises me. Yeah, I get surprised with sometimes people in forums and stuff. They say, you know, it's a matter of taste. Yeah, of course it's a matter of taste, and you might find the IE200 pleasing, but you cannot argue that the IE600 is not technically superior, because it is miles ahead. It's just, it is. It doesn't struggle with busy tracks. The IE200 tends to struggle a little bit more, but the sound signature is very much similar, right? So this is a baby IE600. So if you are not wanting to listen to things very technically, you might be better off with the IE200. Of course, you know, a lot less fear of damaging it, losing it, whatever, all that kind of stuff, because the IE600 is a bit expensive. Now, a thing that I had with both of these is that they are tiny, so that's good, but I could get a good seal with the silicone tips, and they both come with tips, foam and silicone. I don't like foam. I never liked foam. I kind of use foam for long periods. It irritates my skin. But they are very sensitive to how you put them on, and sometimes you have to put them on lightly, whatever, so on and so forth. You know, sometimes they seal well, sometimes they don't, so it's a bit of a faff. And the silicone tips are not exactly the best. I mean, which is probably acceptable on the IE200, certainly not acceptable on the IE600. And I don't know if the IE900 comes with the same silicone tips. But yeah, cut the long story short, I think the IE200 is better value for money, unless you really love the sound signature that they produce and you want that extra level of detail. So then go for the IE600. A lot of people talk about the IE600 like being the end game of IEMs. Yeah, maybe I would believe them, but I'm lucky enough to have the IE600 with me, and I can tell you that the IE600s are not the end game for me. So those are the differences between the IE200 and the IE600. Hopefully you enjoyed this opinion / review. Thank you very much to my subscribers out there. If you hit like, then YouTube will think that you like. It can start the snowball effect. So thank you very much for watching, and I see you next time.